Why Forex traders lose money? Well, probably that's one of the most common questions you will come across over the internet. Now, with my experience, I have seen a lot, especially when I was trading for different institutions and when I worked for a couple of brokers. I dealt a lot with the clients, and I can tell you that unfortunately over 95 to 97% of the traders lose money, and over 70% of the traders zero their accounts during the first 1 month. And for me, this is unbelievable. Even I know that's the truth, but it's unbelievable because people jump into trading without having any idea what they're doing. And I can say this is one of the most important reasons, and I can say this is reason number one, just because people lack of education when it comes to trading. Now, trading is like every other job. Doctors study for 10 years, teachers study for 7 8 years in the different countries, and people do expect they will stay in front of the computer for 1 2 days and they will learn how to trade just because they saw some free YouTube clips or they saw some education from their broker that teaches them nothing. So traders lack education, and education is very easy nowadays, to be honest. Before, when I was studying, there were no so much materials over the internet. I was studying from books. It was time consuming. It was nothing extraordinary that could be found really in books, because the old methods don't apply anymore. And this is probably the reason number two. I can say everyone trades the same way using the same things and expects to have profits. Okay, so head and shoulders, any pattern formations like double top, triple bottom, or whatever it is, normally these things are visible on the chart and you can find so many patterns like that, and it's easy to learn those. But obviously, if everyone is using those, they wouldn't work, right? And if the statistics are that 95% of the people are losing money, then you should think, all right, how these 5% are trading in order to have profitable results. Now, they don't use all the popular and common methods in trading. So these 5% are different institutional brokers that have access to paid data. Basically, they have information about the news quite faster than what we see in the websites. And the others, I can say 1 to 2% of the traders are the ones that are trading with the help of huge funds and institutions, where they have unlimited number of funds and they don't think about having a tiny stop loss behind their position. Now, the rest 1%, where I find myself actually, is those that trade for quite a long time, having, let's say, a regular trading account that allows them trade normally, and those that are using algorithmic trading. So during the last 5 years, I have specialized in algorithmic trading, and with algorithmic trading we succeed to avoid the emotions. So when you're staying in front of the screen, you should be totally relaxed, no any emotions involved. You should depend on the expert advisors. For example, on that screen you can see I am trading with 100 strategies, and you can see how many trades are opened and how many trades are being opened nearly every 15 minutes. So here I am testing 100 strategies for the pound dollar at the moment, and I'm actually trading with them. And I recorded recently a course about this 100 pound dollar strategies, because it's a great system that teaches the traders how to avoid emotions, how to trade fully automatically, and all we need to do is to follow the performance of these expert advisors and decide which strategies to leave in the account, which strategies to remove, because everyone knows that the market changes. So we cannot expect to trade with one and the same strategy continuously. Okay, we trade with many expert advisors and we see which ones are actually profitable for the current market conditions and which ones are losing. So those that are losing, we just remove them. Also, when we trade with many strategies, we diversify the risk. This way I achieve more stable results, and if some strategy loses, the others compensate this loss. Now every strategy has its losing phase, okay? You won't find any strategy that will make you profit constantly, but the thing is that most of the people and most of the traders keep looking for this strategy that will bring them profit like all the time, every day, and I will say that's not the reality. And that's why when we have many strategies into the account and when one strategy is in the losing phase, the others compensate the loss and we remove this strategy, because we don't want to trade it while it is in this losing phase. And what happens normally with the beginner traders that lose money is they test the strategy, no matter manual strategy or an expert advisor, and if the strategy loses for a couple of days, they just remove it and they get upset and they start looking for the new strategy. But all they need to do is to combine many expert advisors. So how I achieve that? I use strategy builders to generate me many expert advisors. One of the strategy builders I use is EA Studio, the other one is FSB Pro. So these are professional softwares. They cost a bit of money. Of course, for some people is not a bit of money, but it's professional software that I cannot trade without. And actually, when I am capable of generating many expert advisors and strategies, I have the freedom to trade with so many strategies and expert advisors in one account. So probably this is the next reason why Forex traders lose money. They don't use professional softwares and they don't have the chance to trade with so many strategies in one account, and they depend only on one strategy, which is a huge mistake. Okay, you cannot depend on one strategy because obviously it has its losing phase, and you really don't want to sit in front of the screen trading for a couple of days and have only losses. This is where actually people get really mad, frustrated, and they lose themselves in trading. Okay, now one of the next I can say is the tryout period is what I call it for the beginner traders. So many traders, they just want to see how it's going in trading, beginner traders. So they open small accounts like $200, $500. They don't put any effort to learn anything. They just say, all right, I will test how is the Forex market with $200. It's nothing to lose so much. And they lose the money. And then they say, all right, I learned that thing, and because I did this was wrong. I will open another account, let's say with 500 this time, because I learned something already. And they lose this account and they fund again, and they do it normally a couple of times, 3 to 4 times statistically, and they lose it, but they have already lost like $1,000 or $2,000, which are actually good money to start with trading. But I can tell you that less than 1% of the beginner traders start with such accounts. So it's illusion that you just try how it's going with a small account that you don't care about, because then it will come another account and another account, and at one moment they get a little bit afraid. Well, I lost like $2,000 and I think this is not for me, and they just leave it. So it is possible as well to trade on a virtual account where you don't risk really a lot, and you can open any account with $5,000 for example, or $2,000, see how it's going there, but on the virtual account and not on the live account. So it is much better to trade on the live account when you are having already the system, and to see how the things are going, or to test it on the virtual account where you don't lose actual money. Now, another very important reason are the scam brokers. Unfortunately, nowadays there are many scam brokers. These are companies that have no any regulation. People fund their trading accounts and they lose their money without having any chance of profiting. And in our forum, actually at EA Forex Academy, we have the topic that is called how to recognize the scam brokers. And if you have the time, you can spend just a couple of minutes reading it. So here we have described how exactly the scam brokers work. So if this happens to you, you will recognize the steps, what they do. So for example, you leave your contact online, they start calling you immediately over the phone. They will ask you to deposit minimum $250, sometimes even less. They will ask your credit card and debit card details over the phone, which is totally illegal. And after that, they will take your money. You will receive a call from the compliance department, and when you send your documents, you cannot do anything to charge back. And then starts the horrible thing when more professional trader or so-called professional trader calls you and asks for more money. And these people have no idea about trading. They just scam the people all the time, and unfortunately it happens a lot daily. We have many students joining the academy where they share bad experience with the scam brokers. Unfortunately, not too much could be done, but what we do is we try to protect our traders and students from the scam brokers as maximum as possible. And the other reason I can say is try to stop trading manually. Okay, this is one of the biggest reasons why people lose money. Okay, they trade manually. They try to predict the market. They fall in love with the trades. There are so many reasons around with the manual trading, but most important, there are the emotions. People feel greedy when they make a couple of profitable trades and say, wow, my system is so profitable. I did 3 consecutive trades on a profit. It's time to increase my trading capital. It's time to increase the trading size. And then when the losing phase of the strategy comes, they lose their money very quickly. As well, people are afraid when I have seen so many times traders being on profit and they hurry to close the trade because they are on a profit and they are afraid not to lose this profit. And I have seen clients when I was working for one of the brokers that were keeping positions with months on a loss, and they have this risk tolerance to keep their positions for a couple of months, hoping that the price will get to their entry level. But when they are on a profit, they don't even wait for a single day. They see the profit, the small profit, and they close the trade and they say, whoa, okay, now I am out with 0 losses and small profit. So they waited like couple of months to be out without profit. So basically they did nothing. And the next trade comes, and again they are having this tolerance to wait for the huge loss for many months, and sometimes the price doesn't reach to the level it was before, just like what happened with the Bitcoin. And so many traders and people actually lost their money because they were buying when it was already expensive, and they were keeping their Bitcoins hoping that the price will reach again to this level that was in the beginning of 2018, but so far it didn't happen. It might happen, we don't know. So we don't do expectations. I don't try to predict what will happen. I don't know what will happen. I know now the price of pound dollar is 129.55. I don't know where it will be after 5 or 10 minutes. I don't care where it will be, okay? I depend totally on the expert advisors, on the statistics I see from my trading, and I don't put any emotions in trading to predict the market and to fall into any emotions. This is crucially important in trading. Yeah.